Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my channel Tech with Eddie, which is all about integrating your IT devices with your preferred home automation ecosystem. If you haven't seen my past videos, it's all about using platforms like HOOBS or Homebridge together with its plugins to integrate with these devices. The whole idea is to get the same rich home automation experience by spending less. So please take a look and don't feel shy to hit the like and subscribe button. Anyways, in our quest to integrate our not so certified IoT devices into Apple HomeKit, in today's video, we will integrate the Samsung TV running on Tizen OS into Apple HomeKit. For all of this to work, we will need, obviously, one, a Samsung TV running on Tizen OS. In my case, I'm using the Q7F model. Two, your preferred home automation ecosystem. In my case, I'm using HOOBS, but it's also applicable with Homebridge as well. For this installation, we will need a reserved IP and MAC address, together with an Ethernet cable so you can get the Wake on LAN feature. Before we get into this video, the first thing we need to do is a compatibility test with the plugin so that we are sure it works 100% with the plugin that we're going to install. Okay? To do that, let's go to the tutorial web page and then we will confirm this compatibility test. Before we can go to the tutorial web page, let's quickly log in and let's look for the plugin and install it whilst we are in the tutorial web page. So here is the tutorial web page. I'll add it in the description where we will see all of the details. But the first thing we got to do is check its compatibility with the plugin and also get some return information with regards to your TV. If the endpoint is not working, then your TV is not compatible with this plugin. So let's copy this address, put up a new tab, paste it, and type in your IP address, and let's hit return. So I've got this response back from the TV. It means that the TV is compatible and we can go further into the plugin integration. So I've broken down the video into three parts. The part one is the plugin and the input configuration. Part two is the keys configuration where we map it with the remote app. And the third part is adding in additional switches to the plugin. Okay, so like I always say, let's not waste time and let's get into this configuration. So we see over here that the plugin has already installed, and let's scroll all the way down. There are two ways to do it. You can go through the UI interface, or you can go straight into the config.json file to have this updated. Either ways, it does work. So the first thing what we got to do is copy the device information. Let's paste it here. And the first thing we got to do is name it. We'll add in the IP. Have a backup file over here just to speed up with the configuration. Copy these two over here. And like I said, we'll also add in the input information. This is helpful to select the apps straight away from the plugin. So I'm going to copy it and I'm going to paste it over here. No errors. And another thing we want to do is add in the application list. So let's hit yes and let's save changes. So the plugin has restarted and it has accepted our configuration. Let's hop over to the Home app and add in the device. Tap on Home, add accessory. I don't have a code or cannot scan. Now, this is a very common error that sometimes when you run through all of the configuration, you add in the information, the TV does not appear over here. So there's a quick fix around that. Let's add that variable to the config. So all you got to do is under Mac, let's add in UUID A1. I had picked this one up from one of the issues in the developers Wikipedia. And now let's hit save and let's try one more time. It's in add accessory. I don't have a code. And there you are. The TV has now appeared. Let's tap on it. Add anyway. Let's say use camera and scan the code. So once the TV is added into the app, the first thing you're going to see is you're going to see a notification on your TV. All you got to do is click on allow. And just in case if you miss that notification, let's go to the settings, general, external device manager, go all the way down to device connect manager, device list, and you'll see it up over here. If you don't see it, try the process again, and you can allow it with the permissions over here. So let's go to the app now. So within the app, you will see that we can assign it to a room, and also those inputs have been assigned here correctly. So let's hit next, and you can also add in the default scenes. So it has added the accessory. Let's do a quick check. Let's click on Prime. Let's see if it changes. Yes, it changes. Let's click on Spotify. Changes on Spotify. Let's click on YouTube. Changes to YouTube. And it does change app. So the first part of the configuration is completed with the plugin and the inputs configuration. There is one more thing I wanted to add about inputs. You can use inputs as commands. So let's go to the configuration page. And if you scroll down all the way to inputs, you can add in multiple commands. Okay, so you can add in the type, you can add in the values. So this basically allows you to have a better control on your inputs. The choice is yours. What I've done is I've just left it to these apps itself. Now, the second part is to have the keys configuration where we will remap the default values added to the remote app. Okay, so the developer also gives you the opportunity to remap them, and we'll have that configured right now. So under the keys section, these are all the default keys that have been assigned together with the respective commands, and we can change any one of them based on your needs. So in my case, what I'm going to do is I'm only going to change the information and add in the home menu of the Samsung TV. Okay, so to do that, let's go to how the configuration is adding these values. And another thing is, if you have multiple TVs, you have to nest the keys value above the devices, so they are applied for all of the devices that you have configured. So let's get in one value over here, keys, and let's go to the configuration, and we can add it in after the inputs. And the thing we're going to change is information to key home, and we'll remove this one out, and let's hit save changes. Now let's go back into the remote app and confirm if the changes have been applied. Let's open up the remote app. Let's select the TV, and let's tap on the eye. There you are. So now we have the home app of the Samsung TV up. The default state is the information. We would have seen something scrolling from the top, and then we can move them, yeah, all of the buttons, and we can also select our Apple TV and move them as well. Now the choice is yours. You can add in, you can change reconfigure any of these buttons, but I just configured this one as my home command. So the choices are yours, and you can configure the way you want it. So we've completed the first two parts, the plugins, the inputs, and the keys. Now the last part is adding in switches. Okay. Now the switches gives you more control over the plugin. Switches can just be a static command, or it could be various commands connected with each other. The choice is yours. What I'm going to do over here is very simple: volume up, volume down, mute, and a timer to put it to sleep for 60 minutes. Okay, so that's what I'm going to configure. Again, the plugin gives you a lot more option. So let's get into the third part in configuring the switches. For the switches section, let's go down to the tutorial part. So this is what we have. Switches allow us to create custom accessory with actions that can be done with the main accessory. So let's copy these default ones first. And paste it. So this is what we have: a mute, and to sleep. Another one I'm going to add in is volume up and volume down, so we can and I'm going to add in, and just to change my HDMI. So let's name it over here: volume up, volume down, and we just click on HDMI. So to change the values over here, we will rename it as commands. Now where do you get the commands? If you go to the tutorial web page, I have added in a section over here for the commands. Let's go to the link. Now there are a lot. Okay, the choices are yours. What we're going to do is, in my case, is three things: volume up, volume down, and we're just going to add in the HDMI, which is somewhere around over here. So let's go over here, and we're going to type here. Let's go back to the commands, and we're going to copy this. Control C. Volume down, and we're going to change this to HDMI. Okay, and let's save changes. Let's open up the Home app, and we can see that the switches have been applied, and these are the ones that we had just added in. So we have the HDMI, sleep, mute, the volume up and volume down, and let's put them as separate tiles. So here are the switches. So what we can do is we can check the mute. There it is, right behind my back. We can put the TV to sleep, or we can put volume up or volume down. So these are the switches I've added in, and also you can increase and decrease the volume. Finally, there we are collaboratively, we have installed the Samsung Tizen plugin and have this TV as an accessory installed in Apple HomeKit, having it change its default apps, having remapped some of the default values of the keys to our remote, and also adding in switches. Now again, let me be very honest with y'all. There is a lot more configurations you can do. It's all about tinkering and tweaking them. The choices are yours. But this is what I typically use together with my Apple TV that's connected with this television. Now to keep all of this going, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. That's the real driver. That's the real motivator. And don't feel shy to leave any comments to interact, or if you have any doubts, I'm always willing to help. and to share the information with the community. And as always, not forgetting those talented developers who make all of this possible for us. Without them, we would have to shell that extra money and get those devices. So don't forget to donate and give that star to these developers. So ladies and gentlemen, all this while that I was recording, my buddy Liam was right behind the camera, sitting quiet and looking at me. So this video, we both want to sign off together. Correct, Liam? So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Have a nice day and